The term family jewels refers to a collection of reports that document various illegal, inappropriate, and sensitive activities carried out by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, during the period from 1959 to 1973. These reports contain detailed information about the CIA's actions and practices, including information that may have been considered classified or potentially damaging to the agency's reputation. The family jewels reports were compiled in response to a directive from CIA Director James Schlesinger, who ordered the agency to review its activities and identify any potential problems or areas of concern. The reports were later released to the public in response to a Freedom of Information Act request and have provided insight into the inner workings of the CIA during this tumultuous period in American history. William Colby, the CIA director who received the reports, dubbed them the skeletons in the CIA's closet. After more than 3 decades of secrecy, the majority of the documents were released on June 25, 2007. The Non-Governmental Security Archive requested the documents under the Freedom of Information Act 15 years before they were made public. The reports that constitute the CIA's family jewels were commissioned in 1973 by then CIA Director James Schlesinger in response to press accounts of CIA involvement in the Watergate scandal, in particular support to the burglars Howard Hunt and James McCord, both CIA veterans. On May 7, 1973, Schlesinger signed a directive commanding senior officers to compile a report of current or past CIA actions that may have fallen outside the agency's charter. The resulting report, which was in the form of a 693-page loose-leaf book of memos, was passed on to William Colby when he succeeded Schlesinger as Director of Central Intelligence in late 1973. Investigative journalist Seymour Hersh revealed some of the contents of the family jewels in a front-page New York Times article in December 1974, in which he reported that the Central Intelligence Agency, directly violating its charter, conducted a massive, illegal domestic intelligence operation during the Nixon administration against the anti-war movement and other dissident groups in the United States. According to well-placed government sources, additional details of the contents trickled out over the years, but requests by journalists and historians for access to the documents under the Freedom of Information Act were long denied. Finally, in June 2007, CIA Director Michael Hayden announced that the documents would be released to the public at an announcement made to the annual meeting of the Society for Historians of American Foreign Relations. A 6-page summary of the reports was made available at the National Security Archive based at George Washington University with the following introduction. The Central Intelligence Agency violated its charter for 25 years until revelations of illegal wiretapping, domestic surveillance, assassination plots, and human experimentation led to official investigations and reforms in the 1970s. The complete set of documents, with some redactions, including a number of pages in their entirety, was released on the CIA website on June 25, 2007. The reports describe numerous activities conducted by the CIA from the 1950s to 1970s that may have violated its charter, according to a briefing provided by CIA Director William Colby to the Justice Department on December 31st, 1974. These included 18 issues which were of legal concern: confinement of a KGB defector, Yuri Ivanovich Nozenko, that might be regarded as a violation of the kidnapping laws, wiretapping of 2 syndicated columnists, Robert Allen and Paul Scott, physical surveillance of investigative journalist and muckraker Jack Anderson and his associates, including Liz Whitten of the Washington Post and future Fox News channel anchor and managing editor Britt Hume. Jack Anderson had written 2 articles on CIA-backed assassination attempts on Cuban leader. Physical surveillance of Michael Gettler, then a Washington Post reporter who was later an ombudsman for the Washington Post and PBS. Opening of mail to and from the Soviet Union from 1953 to 1973. opening of mail to and from the People's Republic of China from 1969 to 1972. Funding of behavior modification research on unwitting as citizens, including unscientific, non-consensual human experiments project MKUltra. Assassination plots against Cuban President Fidel Castro, dear Congolese leader Patrice Lumumba, President Rafael Trujillo of the Dominican Republic, and Ren Schneider, Commander-in-Chief of the Chilean Army. All of these plots were said to be unsuccessful. Surveillance of former CIA officer and agency critic Victor Marchetti, author of the book The CIA and the Cult of Intelligence, published in 1974. Amassing of files on 9900 Plus as citizens related to the anti-war movement. Then President of Cuba Fidel Castro, who was the target of multiple CIA assassination attempts reported in these documents, responded to their release on July 1, 2007, saying that the United States was still a killing machine and that the revealing of the documents was an attempted diversion. Writing for the New York Times, Amy Zegart wrote, "Given all the illegal activities actually listed in this document, the hidden sections are all the more disturbing." According to the family jewels documents released, members of the American Mafia were involved in CIA attempts to assassinate Cuban leader Fidel Castro. The documents showed that the CIA recruited Robert Maheu, an ex-FBI agent and aide to Howard Hughes in Las Vegas, to approach Johnny Roselli under the pretense of representing international corporations that wanted Castro dead due to lost gambling interests. Roselli introduced Maheu to mobster leaders Sam Giancana and Santo trafficant JR. Supplied with 6 poison pills from the CIA, Giancana and trafficant tried unsuccessfully to have people place the poison in Castro's food.